Hey guys, welcome to Rosie's Dessert Spot. In this tutorial I'll be teaching you how to make this painted wedding/engagement cake. I've got a cake board and I'm applying a 6-inch cake board on top of that one and popping it into the freezer, and that just makes it a lot easier for us to handle our cake later on for the top tier. This is the bottom tier cake and I've used an 8-inch cake here on a 10-inch cake board, applying my vanilla buttercream. Recipe will be in the description box below. And I've used 2 8-inch cakes in total that I've cut in half. So there's 4 layers of cake here. Now I'm creating the crumb coat. This will trap all the crumbs up against our cake, and it's just a thin layer of buttercream all around the cake. I've taken my bench scraper and I'm going around quickly just to smooth it all down. And this is a very rough kind of finish. We'll be adding our cleaner finish later on. Clear up the top, bring the excess into the middle, and then pop that into the freezer for 10 minutes. In the meantime, we'll do the same with our 6-inch cake. Again, I've used 2 cakes and I've cut them both in half, and I'm just filling those in with some buttercream again. Make sure it's all nice and flat, so as you add your next layer of cake, the cake will be nice and straight as well and flat. Clear up the sides and the top again, and we'll be popping that into the freezer for 10 minutes, just so that the buttercream has time to harden. Now we've taken our 8-inch cake and we're going to apply our final layer of frosting. So this is going to be a lot cleaner. And you'll want to make sure that it's nice and neat along the outside, so just going around pretty quickly to smooth it down so that all the buttercream is even, there's no pockets, and then slowly to create a nice smooth finish. If your buttercream is a bit cold, you might get kind of lines happening on the outside, but the fondant won't show that through, so I wasn't too worried about that. Then do the same with your 6-inch. Make sure it's all nice and sharp and clean and tidy. And then we'll put that into the fridge, and in the meantime we'll fold out our fondant. I've left it about 3mm thick. This is Bakels fondant. I find it's very, very easy to work with. Drape it over your cake. Make sure you press down on the very corners so that it doesn't detach and kind of crack at the edges there. And then to apply the fondant, just fold out the folds, pull them apart, and just press down against the cake. Do that all the way around until you reach the very bottom. And here I've got a fondant smearer going around the sides of the cake, particularly at the very bottom to make sure it's stuck up against the cake. That tends to be a little bit looser. And then I've taken 2 fondant smoothers and I'm just going around circular motions at the very top, keeping them nice and tight to create the sharp edges. If there's any air bubbles underneath the fondant, you can pop them with a very fine pin and just press out the air. And then here I'm doing the exact same thing with my 6-inch cake. Now I've got the 8-inch again, and I'm popping 3 extra large straws inside in a triangular form here, only because that'll support the top tier, the weight from the top tier. Otherwise it'll sink straight into your cake, so you do not want to skip that. I'm taking my 6-inch cake, I've removed it from the cake board and gently positioning it in the center. Have a look around the cake and then just kind of remove your hands, and that should stay put exactly where you had it. Smoothing down any fondant lifting. And here I've got some gel food colour in Maroon, and I've diluted it with some vodka. If you can't use alcohol, you could use rose water or lemon juice. Some might use vinegar, but that could potentially leave a taste. I haven't tried vinegar before, but there's other mediums as well. You don't have to use alcohol. And then with a brush, I'm literally just dabbing directly onto the cake. And I'm starting big in the middle, and as I move up or down the cake, I try to keep it I try to make it become thinner and thinner. I'll do the same for the bottom and the top as well. And then as I change the colours, I try to put the dabs further away from the main body, if you can tell. And then here and there I'll just have little standalones to make it look like it's flaring out. I've used yellow, maroon, electric purple and hot pink. And then at the very end I added an extra strip to the right because I felt like it just didn't look very symmetrical. And then you can pop in any fondant flowers, real flowers. Here I've got some fake flowers. And you could wrap the wire piece with Glad Wrap before you pop it into the cake, just for safety. add in some greenery as well, and the last touch for the decoration here, I've added in some gold leaf, which is also 100% edible. Make sure you have the edible kind, there's the art kind which isn't edible, and then there's the edible gold leaf. And I've also got a sale happening at the moment for love toppers for Valentine's Day coming up. I'll have details in the description box below for the 30% off. And you're done. There's a very easy fondant painted cake decorated for a spring wedding or engagement. And you don't need any skills in painting to be able to do this. You literally just dab, dab, dab. Try to keep it all kind of centered, and as you get out to the sides of your little painting strip, just make them more dispersed, a little bit more further apart. And that's the trick. Thanks guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video tutorial, and as I mentioned before, these are on sale at the moment until the 14th of February 2017. I have the link in the description box below with the coupon code as well, Be My Valentine. And that's it for this Tuesday. Thanks again for watching, and I will catch you again next week.